What's that?
This is what I heard. I heard something's coming up.
Oh, tell me.
I heard we have a special guest. The special guest I was talking about earlier.
Who?
The smartest girl in San Francisco is
I love
here.
her. I love her. She is so smart.
Cubby Vision will bring this to the world, or at least to San Francisco.
Next stop, the world. Huh?
Next stop, the world. First stop, San Francisco. So let's hear it for the smartest girl in San Francisco.
Oh,
Everybody.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm just going to give this seat up to her.
Please do.
Hello.
Hello.
Huck?
Huck Forrest.
Huck Forrest.
Yes,
Nice to meet you.
indeed, indeed. My pleasure too.
Well, what I'm going to do for you all today is just read some old questions that I have answered.
Some old knowledge that you've imparted upon
Yes.
other people.
Yes, they're not too old. They're, only a couple days, weeks.
So they're
But-
relatively fresh, is what you're
Right,
saying. Okay.
relatively fresh. I'm hoping that these problems haven't been solved, and these people can take some of my advice and really use it.
And if the people who wrote it can't take it, then the other people watching can.
That's right.
Right? That's what it's all about.
That's right. So I'm going to read my first question.
All right.
The
let's
first
hear it.
question is from would-be loyal viewer in San Francisco. Why is Cubby Vision on at 5 p.m. when I'm usually at happy hour? Dear would-be loyal viewer, nice life. At 5 p.m., I'm usually fighting the crowds in the Muni station, never sipping cocktails in the comfort of my home. Count your blessings there, loyal viewer. But while you've mentioned it, cocktail hour is one of my favorite American inventions. I must say that this whole beer craze that's been overtaking San Francisco over the past 5 years or so has really gotten me down. Cocktail hour, as happy hour was called in its more elegant days when people weren't just guzzling beer and belching in front of their significant others, friends, and assorted strangers, was originally invented to urge the guests at a dinner party to use their mouths, both in conversation and for their appetite. This is why you don't see many cocktails which include cream and egg. You don't want to spoil the appetite, nor do you want to slow down the chit-chat with a lot of foam or dairy products. The allure of cocktails, however, is the degree of inventiveness they seem to encourage. Cocktails come in every color and flavor you could possibly dream of in a fluid. Inventiveness, however, should never diminish the strength of the drink. No less than 60% gin, whiskey, rum, whatever, is the rule. My favorite quote about cocktail parties is one I unwittingly came across in The Joy of Cooking, which is a great book. And with this, I will leave you, loyal viewer. Always in the back of our minds, spurring us on, is the memory of a cartoon which depicted a group of guests sitting around a living room, strickenly regarding their cocktail glasses, while the hostess, one of those inimitable Hawkinson types, all embonpoint, cheer, and fluttering organdy, triumphantly announces, "A very dear friend gave me some wonderful old scotch, and I just happened to find a bottle of papaya juice in the refrigerator." I love that quote. Okay.
That was a great quote.
Thank you. Now I will go on to my second question. Smartest girl. What should you do if you can't get a person from your distant past out of your mind? Should you A, try to find them, and how? Or B, ignore it and go on with your life?
You know, this is kind of related to what Myrtle was talking about.
That's right.
Wow.
It comes full circle.
Yep.
Okay. That is from Sleepless in San Francisco. Dear Sleepless in San Francisco, did you ever see Secrets and Lies? Well, I've only seen part of it, and it seems to me that if there was someone who you couldn't possibly forget and it was driving you crazy and you couldn't sleep, you'd pretty much have to try to find them, especially if it's one of your siblings or parents. Here are a bunch of ways to find that person if you absolutely have to. 1, use an internet tracking agency. They're fast and easy, and they're really good if you're obsessed. Number 2, Stalk their best friend. If you stalk their best friend, the person you're looking for is bound to come around sometime. Number 3, go to the last place you saw them. Sometimes I do this, and I can feel the person's presence, and that usually does it for me. Then I realize I never really wanted to see that person in the first place. Number 4, go to the yoga tree and talk to the little Brazilian woman who teaches Hatha yoga. She'll teach you how to clear your mind and get some perspective. Looking inside yourself to fill voids is strongly recommended. Number 5, start taking kava kava. One of my housemates does this, and it seems to work out for him, although he really likes Percocet when he can get it. And Tegretol works good too. That last one will work for both options A and B, which you mentioned before, B being ignore it and go on with your life. And that's it. That's it. That's it for the smartest girl. Bye.
My goodness. My goodness. My head kind of hurts because my brain is swelling because it's putting pressure on the sides of my skull because it's grown so much. Oh.